You spent more than you meant to last week. You know you did. You stood at the checkout and watched the number climb and told yourself it was the price of eating right, the cost of doing this properly, what it takes to be the kind of person who reads labels and skips the drive-thru. And somewhere between the oat milk and the protein powder with the leaf on the label, you crossed a line you did not plan to cross. Here is the part the store was counting on you not to notice. The cheapest items in that building, the ones with no influencer attached, no certification stamp, no QR code linking to a lifestyle plan, are outperforming everything in your cart. On flavor, on nutrition, on price per meal, week after week. The 9 tricks I am handing you today are not new. They are not a trend. They are kitchen rules that lived on working counters for generations before the food industry figured out there was more money in making you forget them. I am going to give them back. My name is Nancy. I am a vegan chef. I have run a fully plant-based professional kitchen for 14 years. In that time, I have put more than 400,000 plated meals out of a single kitchen without 1 gram of meat on any prep surface. I have trained cooks who arrived certain that vegan food was a compromise and left knowing how to pull more nutrition and more flavor out of a handful of dried lentils than most restaurants pull out of an ingredient that costs 10 times as much. Here is what should sit uneasy with you. Every trick I am about to give you was known before the plant-based convenience industry existed. It was documented, practiced, passed down, and then the industry arrived not to disprove any of it, but because there was simply more money in replacing it. By the end of this, you will know exactly what to change on your next grocery run. Before I go on, one quick thing. The habits I use in this kitchen every single day run far beyond what fits in a countdown. I gathered them all into a book on the QR code on screen or the pinned comment with the link. No pressure from me either way. Now, on with the count. So here is the first thing, and I will give it to you the way I learned it the hard way. The most comfortable move a new plant-based cook makes is reaching for the convenience format. Canned beans, pre-cooked grain pouches, the plant-based meat substitute in the refrigerator case with the green logo and the word clean printed where the ingredients should be. It feels responsible. It feels like the right kind of shortcut. The package says high protein, ready in 90 seconds, no soaking, no planning. Common sense says that sounds like a reasonable trade. Stay with me, because that trade is the single reason the average plant-based household overspends on groceries by 30 to 40% compared to a household cooking the same nutritional profile from whole, dried, and bulk ingredients. Not occasionally, every week, structurally, the convenience format is not a shortcut to good vegan cooking. It is a toll road somebody else built across a path that was always free. Here is what I want you to hold before we go any further. A can of pre-seasoned black beans and a pound of dried black beans from the bulk bin are not the same product in different packaging. They behave differently in the pot. They finish differently on the plate. One of them is costing you something beyond money, and it is not the one you would guess. I will show you exactly why the expensive format quietly fails and the cheap one does not. But not yet. Keep that in the back of your mind. The convenience format does one thing only. It removes your time from the equation. And that one thing is precisely what robs you of the flavor, the nutritional density, and the grocery margin that make plant-based eating genuinely less expensive than a meat-based diet. It trades your long-term savings for 30 seconds of prep, and it does it every week without making a sound. The old kitchen rule is plain. Soak your beans, cook your grains from scratch. Use the whole vegetable, not just the part that photographs well. Every working cook I have ever trained heard some version of it on their first week. Most of them thought it was about thrift or tradition, something inherited from a harder time. It is not tradition. It is documented biochemistry with measurable outcomes, and when you understand the mechanism, the rules stop sounding like folklore and starts sounding like instructions. Dried legumes soaked for 8 to 12 hours and cooked in fresh water reduce their phytic acid content by up to 50% compared to rinsed canned product. Phytic acid binds to iron, zinc, and calcium inside the bean and blocks your body from absorbing them. You bought those minerals. The phytic acid took them. And the liquid in a can of beans is not neutral packaging fluid. It is a mild brine carrying a measurable portion of the water-soluble B vitamins that leached out of the bean during industrial processing at high heat. When you drain it into the sink, you are pouring a fraction of what you paid for down the drain alongside it. The bean in the can is not the whole food you think you are buying. It is a processed product wearing a whole food costume. Grain pouches behave the same way. Pre-cooked quinoa in a microwavable pouch has already been through a heat process that reduces some of its heat-sensitive amino acid availability. Not dramatically, but measurably. And you are paying 3 to 4 times the per serving cost of bulk quinoa for a product that arrives in your kitchen, nutritionally quieter than the grain you started with. Now hear me on something. Remember the thing I asked you to hold? The question of why the expensive format fails and the cheap one does not? This is the answer. The processing required to make a convenience format convenient applies heat, pressure, or salt at a stage that costs you nutrition before the food reaches your kitchen. The bulk dried format arrives with its full profile intact and hands control to you. You decide the salt level. You decide the cook time. Whatever nutrition loss occurs happens in your pot, on your terms, instead of in a facility you will never see. And since we are talking about what most people pour away without thinking, consider this. The liquid left over from a pot of home-cooked chickpeas, the cloudy, faintly golden liquid most cooks tip straight down the drain, whips into a stable foam that behaves like egg white in a bowl. Pastry chefs in professional kitchens use it deliberately. It has its own name. The whole secret was sitting at the edge of your colander the entire time. Now, I am going to give you all 9 tricks in order, each one with its reason, because a rule without a reason is just a rule and you will drop it. The first week, something goes sideways. Buy dried and cook in bulk. 1 pound of dried chickpeas yields roughly 6 cups cooked, the equivalent of 3 cans at about a quarter of the canned cost. Cook a full pound on a weekend afternoon. Dried legumes retain their full mineral availability until you apply heat yourself on your schedule. Salt your cooking water at the end, not the beginning. Salt added early to dried beans toughens the outer skin and can extend cook time by up to 20 minutes. Sodium ions compete with the calcium and magnesium in the bean's cell walls. Add salt late, and you get a tender, evenly cooked interior without fighting the chemistry. Toast your spices dry before anything else goes in the pan. 30 seconds over medium heat before you add oil or water. Heat fractures the cell walls of dried spices and releases volatile aromatic compounds that then dissolve into whatever fat or liquid follows. The flavor multiplies without the cost moving at all. Save every vegetable scrap in a freezer bag. Onion skins, carrot ends, celery leaves, leek tops, the stems people snap off and discard. Simmer them for 45 minutes with water and you have a stock carrying the Maillard compounds and mineral content of the skins, which rival the flesh. Most cooks are composting the richest part. Buy whole heads, not pre-cut. Pre-cut cauliflower runs up to 60% more per pound than a whole head at the same store. You are paying for someone else's 10 minutes of labor and accepting cut surfaces that have already begun losing vitamin C through oxidation before the package reaches the shelf. Add acid at the very end. A half teaspoon of lemon juice or a splash of vinegar added after cooking brightens a dish more than doubling the salt would. Acid suppresses bitterness receptors on the tongue and amplifies sweet and savory signals. Documented in sensory science, costs almost nothing. Freeze your fresh herbs and olive oil in an ice cube tray. herb life extends from roughly 5 days in the crisper to 3 months in the freezer. No waste, no rebuying, no wilted parsley you bought with good intentions and threw out by Thursday. Shop the bulk bins for nuts and seeds. Per ounce cost runs 30 to 50% lower than the same product in a branded bag. Same food, different container, different price. Cook your oats from rolled, not from a packet. Rolled oats purchased in bulk cost a fraction of the per serving price of instant packets. They also carry a lower glycemic index because the starch granules remain structurally intact through less processing. You are getting more for less on every measure that matters. A 2021 analysis published in PLOS Medicine Modeling, Whole Food Plant-Based Diets Against Omnivore Diets, found that the whole food version reduced average weekly grocery spending by 23%. The condition was specific. The savings appeared only in households cooking from unprocessed staples. Households substituting processed plant-based convenience products saw no meaningful cost advantage over meat-eating households. The savings live in the method, not in the label. Let me be straight with you now. Everything I have given you today works, but it works on a condition I want to name plainly. It works if you have time, not a great deal of time, but some. A weekend hour at the stove, a bag in the freezer for scraps, the presence of mind to put dried beans in water before you go to sleep. If you are working 2 jobs, managing a household alone, or running on a schedule that does not bend, some of these tricks will be out of reach on some weeks. I know that. I am not selling a way of life. I am handing you a toolkit. And if a convenience product is the thing standing between you and a meal that does not come from a drive-through window, buy it. That is a real trade with real value. The only claim I will not let stand is that it is nutritionally equivalent to the whole ingredient cooked from scratch. It is not, and the front of the package will not tell you so. Here is the whole system in one breath. Buy dried, cook in bulk, salt late, toast your spices, save your scraps. Buy whole heads, add acid at the end, freeze your herbs, shop the bins, 9 rules, everyone free. Everyone older than the products currently being sold to replace them. The most expensive thing in a plant-based kitchen is not a missing ingredient. It is a missing skill. And a skill is the one thing that cannot be sealed in a pouch and marked up at the register. Next time, I am taking the single most discarded item in the average vegan kitchen, the thing most home cooks throw away without a second look, and walking you through 3 professional preparations that turn it into the strongest meal of your week. If you already know what it is, put it in the comments. I want to see who has been paying attention. Stay close. The next one goes further.